Hi folks, Joe McCarthy here at Catchpoint. And in this video, I'll be talking about our latest release called Wallaman. As many of you know, a huge focus for Catchpoint this year was to revamp the user interface. And we're not just talking about refreshing the look and feel. This is a complete rebuild of the entire technology stack. The Wallaman release is the latest update in this task, and I'll be highlighting just some of the new benefits this release provides. In this release, we've added improvements on how to access the new Control Center, which is still in preview mode. You'll now be able to access the Control Center directly from the left navigation bar. Simply put your cursor over the second icon down and select Control Center Preview. And the second way is to put your cursor over the test icon, select it. Then you'll notice the preview box appears, select that. And from here, you can try out the new Control Center. Once in Control Center, you'll see that we've expanded support test properties for the following products. To view the new products, simply click on the plus new sign. Then as you scroll through, you'll see the new products, starting with streaming, DNS tests, SMTP, ping, NTP, and IMAP, as well as several other performance and UI UX enhancements. A big part of this UI upgrade was to simplify the workflows. We know the waterfall page is where most users will end up, so we've introduced the records list for improved navigation to the waterfalls that are collected for every test run. So now you can access the waterfall page directly from the Control Center or Smartboard. Here you can see we're in Control Center, so select the test you want to investigate. Then put your cursor over the actual test within that selection and you'll see those three dots. From here, simply scroll down to where you see waterfall and select it. This opens the record list, displaying a scatter plot and list view of all the records that have occurred over the past 3 hours. Now from here you can have multiple filters you can use. You can go by node, so it can go to New York, Bangalore, whichever nodes are available. You can also highlight a specific area to get into a specific time frame. And you can also rescale this, so it can go from worst to best. So now the worst is on the top. And at any time you can select the actual node or a dot which will take you directly to waterfall. And now I'm directly into that specific transaction that happened, and here's the waterfall chart. So it's just a much cleaner, simpler way to get to the data you need as fast as possible. And there's another way to access the waterfall chart, and that's from the test properties page. So like we did before, select the area that you want to go into. Then instead of going to the three dots and selecting waterfall, this time you select the actual test, which will take you to the test properties page. Then from here, Smartboard, select the down arrow, and then select waterfall. This takes you to the records list like we saw before, and you can do the same type of function. You can filter by node, highlight a specific area, change how it's scaled, or click simply on the dot. It takes you directly to the waterfall chart. The next UI improvement is having the ability to have both synthetic and RUM data on the same custom dashboard. So users can now create a favorites chart as a widget, which can then be incorporated into the custom dashboard. To do this, we've added a new menu pick called Explorer Preview. To access that, go on the left navigation bar down to the three bars and go down to Explorer Preview. From the Explorer window at the top where it says favorites, you can select this and add in any of the favorites that you've previously created. Here I've selected one of my favorite charts, so now this view will be made into a widget that I can incorporate into my custom dashboard. So now I can display both synthetic and RUM data on a single custom dashboard. We've also introduced two new fields to the filter on the RUM Explorer, which are error source and error message. Error source allows you to filter your data by domains that are sending you errors. So say you want to filter on a CDN or any other source that you know is having problems. This is a very useful way to quickly get to that data. You can also filter by error messages that are returned from the servers to Catchpoint. So you can filter or group types of error messages, which enables you to perform deep error focused analysis. As for updates for the custom dashboard itself, we've introduced what's called Kiosk Mode. It's up at the top right. This view is optimized for larger screens like you find in a NOC. So when I enable it, it removes the top charm bar and left navigation bar. So I'll click on it and notice those bars disappear. It also increases the font size to make it easier to read from a distance. So that's Kiosk Mode. And you can turn it back on to get back out of it. You can now inherit thresholds from the test properties page for both table and tile style visualizations. At this time, the two thresholds that can be modified are test time average and percent availability. I'll now have Nick walk us through this new feature.
And then edit my tile widget here where I have a few tests up. You could see at the bottom down here, currently I have a threshold of 1020. So the red is breaking there for those web tests, and then the DNS tests are also breaking the threshold. But if I change it to inherit with this button here, and then click on save in the bottom, you could see that those thresholds change. And so now the bottom's red and TR2 is orange. With TR2, if you go into the test, you can see that it's inheriting from this test time threshold right here. I have it set to 10 and then 20 for critical. So at 12, it's going to be in that warning, and that's why it's turned orange. So that's our inherit test threshold.
So that's a very brief update on what the Wallaman Release provides. For much more detailed explanation of the new features found in this new release, please use the link provided to view the release notes. Thanks for watching.